If you want to listen to all of the episodes of this series right now, early release and ad-free, plus a whole host of extra fan club benefits, head to museumofpopculture.supportingcast.fm. Or if that's too much of a mouthful, just click on it in the show notes, which is the description bit that no one reads. Hello and welcome. I am Josh Widdicombe. For today, I'm the curator of a place of incredible artefacts and exhibitions, a place that stores the greatest thing on earth. This is my archive of pop culture. As a self-confessed pop culture obsessive, I love the geniuses, the scam artists, and, dare I say it, the absolute madmen that have made the records, shows, and films that we love. In each series, I will tell you a story of unlikely triumph and usually an enjoyably crushing failure, featuring celebrated stars that in any other industry would probably be politely sacked. It's a show for people more interested in David Hasselhoff than David Lammy, Elizabeth Taylor than Queen Elizabeth I, which, let's be honest, is all of us. Joining me today to discuss one of the most unbelievable and disastrous TV shows and PR exercises in British history, It's a Royal Knockout, it's comedian and friend of the pod, Matthew Crosby.
The thing that makes a holiday, for me, is a bowl of Kellogg's Fruit and Fibre by the sea.
30 top chart hits at your fingertips. Now that's what I call Music 9.
And all because the lady loves milk tray.
The year is 1987, and in Britain, disaster is lurking at every turn. The Black Friday stock market crash.
The London Financial Times Index down more than 183, the biggest one-day drop in Britain's history.
The worst storm to hit southern England in centuries.
Earlier on today, apparently a woman rang the BBC and said she heard that there was a hurricane on the way. Well, if you're watching, don't worry, there isn't.
And Margaret Thatcher winning a third term.
Of course, the greatest honour that can come to any citizen in a democracy.
But none of them compare to what was arguably the worst PR mistake of the decade. A TV show produced by an inexperienced British prince where members of the royal family and a motley crew of celebrities compete against each other in poorly devised and executed games to a huge global audience. And yes, it's every bit as bad and hilarious as it sounds.
Friday, 7:30. See the Royals and a host of international celebrities all having the time of their lives. The Royal, It's a Knockout.
We had a lot of fun. I hope you do too, watching it.
Prince Edward, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew, as he was then known, and Fergie, Duchess of York, all joined forces and battled with celebrities such as John Travolta, Tom Jones, Cliff Richard, and Meatloaf in a TV disaster seen by 400 million people worldwide. The show turned the nation's view on the royal family in such a negative way, it has never recovered since. This is the incredible story of It's a Royal Knockout. We couldn't get Jenny Bond, so we've got you, Matthew. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I can handle it. So what's Bond up to now? Just very quickly, because I remember...
I did Loose Women with Jenny Bond last December.
Great. And how is she? Is she keeping well? Is she still following them round and bothering them?
She lives in Devon.
Right.
And I'm from Devon. And I said, I'm from Devon, in small talk. And I didn't feel like she showed enough of an interest in that coincidence. You know, when you're like, oh, here we go. We're going to be cooking here. I was like, which bit of Devon are you from? I'm from Devon. She told me where she was from.
And then basically closed.
And you're like, come on, mate. Ask me where I'm from. That's the deal.
No. So she treated it like you'd said, we've got the same birthday.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay.
Yeah. 1 in 365.
Sure.
Yeah,
that happens.
Fine. So, you're not royal correspondent Jenny Bond, but we are here to talk about... Well, it's called It's a Royal Knockout. That's not actually the name of the show. But I suppose it's the name of the scandal.
Right, okay. In the way that people call it Strictly, even though it's Strictly Come Dancing.
Yes.
It became known as It's a Royal Knockout.
But it's actually called the Grand Knockout Tournament.
They didn't even put Royal in the title.
They didn't even put Royal in the title.
But that's your selling points.
Well, yeah.
Also, does anyone get knocked out in it?
No. No, the whole thing. We won't be covering why it was called that.
Okay, fine.
But we're here to talk about it. So this is a TV show in the late 80s, 1987 it was filmed and broadcast. In the same week. The absolute panic in the edit suite must have been insane. Like, have I got news for you?
In my mind, I thought it was live, but that would have been even more preposterous.
Just as an inside on TV, when 8 out of 10 Cats used to be filmed on a Thursday and go out on a Friday, and Have I Got News for You is filmed on a Thursday and go out on a Friday.
Yeah.
As soon as the recording finishes, someone is sent to the edit suite and edits overnight, and then they pass it on to someone in the morning.
It's wild, isn't it?
It is mad, isn't it?
Am I remembering this right? Did they sort of put the tapes on a bike?
The tapes would go on a bike. The tapes would go on a bike.
That feels so... It couldn't be more like the past. I mean, obviously not a push bike.
No.
We're talking about
penny farthing.
It's not like that Hovis advert where he's wheeling down the hill.
But yeah, the tapes would be biked across London and then someone would edit them.
Wild.
And it's still happening. So, we're here to talk about It's a Raw Knockout. Let's just call it that for now.
Yeah.
What do you know about It's a Raw Knockout as a general scandal?
Well, I watched it at the time.
You watched it in 1987, so how old would you have been?
I would have been 7 years old, and I remember watching it at the time.
And did you think this isn't going to play well for the royal family?
I thought, this is the end of them. This really is. I turned to my parents and said, this is a PR disaster. No, my memory of it at the time was, it was just one of those things that was on the telly. Everyone was talking about it before it was on. We watched it. You know, you're 7. You don't know what's good, what's bad. It's on the telly, therefore it's good. Yeah. Anything on the telly is good. So I enjoyed it. But obviously it was. I now know that it was a sort of big flop. Not ratings-wise, but... No.
It is
PR
genuinely, and we will cover this over the episodes, it has defined Prince Edward in the way that other scandals have defined maybe Prince Andrew.
Sure, yeah.
And Fergie.
Yeah.
And it is also genuinely by a lot of people seen as the moment the royal family started to change and go downhill. It's cited by historians, some of whom have got more popular podcasts than this, as the point at which the royal family jumped the shark.
It now feels quite modern, doesn't it? To see them being real and messing around. It's the sort of, they're doing the sort of antics that celebrities get up to now on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
You know, it's messing around and having a laugh with their other celeb mates. Yes. It kind of presented them as famous people rather than royal people.
And that is everything the royal family don't want to be.
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, let's start. It was organised by Prince Edward.
Yep.
And it was based on a TV show called It's a Knockout. So for this episode, I'd like to kind of set the scene on It's a Knockout, the history of that and why it was so huge. And then we'll talk about Prince Edward. And also, sitting here now, you don't realise how popular the royal family were before It's a Knockout. It's... to look back at the actual things that were happening, it's wild how popular they were. So Prince Edward, we'll follow him throughout. I want to know whether you feel sorry for him, whether you feel like he's an idiot that deserves it, whether he's an entitled royal. We'll come to that at the end.
Sure. Well, it's all of the above, isn't it? But we'll talk about it later.
You can be one and not the other.
He contains multitudes.
I'd say if the current squabble between the royal family and Prince Harry and Meghan prove anything, in my view, is that you can be both badly treated and a twat.
Anyone who's tried to struggle through that Netflix documentary, which I sat down with all the will in the world to be like, you know what, these are the wrong party. Oh dear. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, I can't stand them. Oh, I'm so sorry.
But Prince Edward, we're going to start and end with the same quote, because I think this sums up a situation he finds himself. It doesn't help that he starts the quote by referring to himself as one, but you can't have it all, right?
That's in his blood, isn't it?
That's in his blood.
You have to.
I know. One is caught in a horrendous catch-22 situation. If we devote all our time to public duties, we are criticised for being sponges. If we go off and do our own thing, they say we wouldn't be doing any business at all if we weren't who we were. It's a no-win situation, so it doesn't matter which side of the fence you jump off.
I understand that.
Yeah.
There's an element of I think being born into royalty is a bit of a trap.
It's
a bit of a
gilded
curse.
cage, my friend. It's a gilded cage.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Is that expression one of yours?
It is one of my
That's
friends.
really
I've just come up with that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
No, it is a gilded cage.
It is.
But Princess Anne did just win show jumping gold at the European Championships or something. So I think if you go off and do something well, I do think there is a way out.
That's true.
And I don't know if you've heard Meghan Markle's Archetypes podcast, but it is possible to do something well.
I think possibly Edward's problem was that he tried to do that job that no one really understands, even people who work in the industry, and that's the job of TV producer.
Yeah, we don't like them, even when they're not royals.
Yeah, exactly. No one knows exactly what they do. If you can see them doing it, they're doing it badly. If you can't see them, they're not doing enough.
A great television producer is like a great referee.
Yeah.
You don't notice them.
Absolutely right.
Prince Edward, you knew where he was working.
He was a bad ref.
He was a bad old referee. Right. So it's based on It's a Knockout, this royal event. It's screened on BBC One. It involves the royals and celebrities playing silly games. But It's a Knockout has a long lineage as well. So let's start by going back to the 1950s.
Yes, please.
The decade in which the Queen came to the throne, of course.
That's right, yeah.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
Do you know what I found out? I was, this is an aside, but it's all interesting. I didn't know that coronation chicken was invented for the Queen's coronation.
That's right, for the street parties.
Yeah, for the 1953 coronation chicken.
I mean, why would you not? You're a vegetarian.
Exactly.
You're not looking
it's
at
another
recipes
reason I feel uncomfortable about the royals. We should say, full disclosure, because this is not a place for high-end discussion of politics. What are your general feelings on the royals? As a concept, more than as characters?
As a concept?
Like, are you a royalist or are you a Republican?
I'm sort of neither, really.
Which is why we've got you here.
Absolutely, yeah.
We just don't want anyone to turn off. Get Crosby in, Mr. Beige.
Oh, absolutely. Captain Fence Sitter over there, yeah. No, I've got no ill will towards them. I think it is... I found the coronation of King Charles quite tricky, which I think a lot of people did, of seeing a man in a big gold costume flouncing around during a cost of living crisis.
Yeah. I'd go and see Elton John.
I'd go and see Elton John, yeah.
It's no different.
But there's real talent there. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Elton John is the Princess Anne of pop music.
He is the Princess
Which I think
Anne
he'd probably agree with.
Yeah, I think he'd love that. 1950, talking of talent, we start with a show called Top Town. I'm presuming you've not seen Top Town.
I've not seen Top Town, no. I've got the DVD. I'm going to work through it.
I won't
binge
no
it.
spoilers. So this was the first kind of inter-town television contest.
Great.
So It's a Knockout is based loosely on something that's based on this. So It's a Knockout was towns and cities against each other.
Okay, great.
But the first was Top Town, which was an inter-town talent show filmed on the BBC. So you'd have a tournament where Bradford would face up against Hull at singing and comedy.
Finally.
Finally, we'll find out who's better.
Who is I mean, all I can think of is Lucy Beaumont for Hull.
Paul Heaton from the House Martins.
Yeah, of course.
He's from Hull.
He's singing, she's comedy, but what's Bradford got?
I think Corner Shop are from Bradford, aren't they?
Go then.
We need to check that, otherwise it's a particular... I'm very confident they are.
Okay. They're funny.
Yeah. But they weren't competing. None of those people were competing.
Yeah, it was the 50s.
So it was produced by a man called Barney Colehan. You don't need to know that, but he will come back. Okay?
Okay.
Just to let you know.
I'll put a pin in his name.
Put a pin in his name, right? But it turned out some top people. We're talking Norman Collier, the comedian.
Of course.
Who was in the whole team, and David Whitfield, the tenor, who was also in the whole team. It was the Galacticos. You don't know what that means, but the Real Madrid.
But it reinforces what I was saying, is that Hull is the favoured team.
Well, Whitfield, he had a #1 chart hit with Answer Me, and he also sang the theme tune to William Tell. And Collier, and this is one of those sentences where it's actually better in your imagination than I imagine in fact. his comedy career is best remembered for his faulty microphone routine.
Yes, I remember that. It's great. Do you know what? I've got a rule in stand-up now that if someone comes out and pretends there's a problem with the microphone, they're rubbish, right?
Yeah.
But Norman Collier is the exception that proves the rule.
And he also had, he was also known for his chicken impressions.
Great. Where are these acts now? Where are the special acts? Where are the ventriloquists?
Exactly.
This is what needs to come back into comedy.
That is what we want, isn't it? So that was the start. But then it went abroad into Rai in Italy as a TV channel, RAI, in 1959. And they used to have a similar thing, which was called Campanile Sera. Do you know what that is in Italian?
No, I don't.
Bell Tower Evening. Because they'd hold it in the town square under the bell tower.
Bell Tower Evening?
Presumably, because campanology is bell ringing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's presumably where that comes from. Sorry, it suddenly became QI.
Very good. Very good, Josh.
At one point. So they'd been stage beneath from bell tower, and then this, in turn, gave us Interville, which is intercity in France in 1962. This was towns against each other, but this was a games similar to It's a Knockout.
Does this bring in the big costumes and the...
Yeah, silly big games.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and it's still screened now. It started in 1962. It's still going in France.
They're still making it?
They're still making it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it's nearly 60 years it's been on the telly.
Nearly 60. Good format's a good format.
It's a good format, that's
Tell
right.
that to Prince Edward. He's dying for one. So it starts, but then it gets better because they launched this thing, an international version of it called Jeux Sans Frontières. Translates as Games Without Frontiers.
Well, I know Medicine Sans Frontières.
I know, yeah. It does make you think of...
It feels like it's doing quite a worthy thing.
Yeah. Games Without Borders. It's bringing silly games to people in war zones. If you are going to donate, make sure you get the right one. Don't give 100 quid to Games Without Borders.
So they can play a giant game of bar billiards.
in Palestine. It's an absolute... This is genuinely, guys, not what we need.
We don't have a Christmas Day truce, so there isn't really a sort of game-playing aspect to war.
Yeah. So, do you want to have a guess at who came up with the idea of taking Interville and making it an European game show?
So this is in the 60s.
In the 60s.
So Hitler's long dead.
Well, depends on who you believe.
Of course. Yeah, that's another episode of Stiff Necks. You can do your theories.
Yeah.
A Frenchman? A French producer?
No.
Was it Johnny Halliday?
It was Charles de Gaulle.
Ah, there we go.
The leader, the French Prime Minister.
I was closer with Hitler in that he was a leader.
Go and say that in Paris.
you know what I mean. He's working
Charles
the same
de Gaulle
sphere.
and Hitler, one and the same. Anyway, I'll have a croissant.
Cut from the same cloth.
So Charles de Gaulle, he wanted to bring together France and Germany, and in many ways, so did Hitler.
So did
Hitler.
So the comparison is apt.
Yeah, no. He wanted to bring friendship between the young people of France and Germany.
Great.
Off the back of your beloved Hitler.
Yeah.
Right. So he decided to do Games Without Borders. Each week, they'd go to a different country. They'd do it. They'd have a local commentator, and then it would kind of be overdubbed with British because we didn't want to learn the language. Yeah. No.
So it was dubbed rather than... There was no subtitle in it?
No.
They just dubbed it over, okay.
They dubbed it.
But I guess, actually, all you need is the commentary, really, isn't it? Because,
yeah.
you know...
Well, you need the game explained, don't you?
Yeah, the game explained and a bit of commentary. But, you know, a guy falling off a big stack of milk crates is funny in every language.
Exactly. It's a universal language. As Charles de Gaulle said.
In French.
Langue universelle.
How's the Duolingo coming along?
Yeah, I need to download it. So they also, really to help with the kind of integration of Europe, they would theme the events around the countries.
Oh, that's good.
So in Netherlands in 1978, you got teams wearing giant clogs moving blocks of butter over an assault course.
Is that helping? Reinforcing the stereotype?
Well, how about this one for the Netherlands, same year? To represent spirit smuggling,
Okay.
The players tipped liquid into tall hats, rowed across a river and emptied them. Whoever collected the most liquid won.
What's spirit smuggling? I don't know what that is.
Smuggling of whiskies and vodka.
See, I was genuinely thinking it was some sort of like something to do with the occult.
No. They've got
just like a kind of prohibition type.
Netherlands have got a problem with spirit smuggling.
Sure.
So let's draw attention to that.
So let's make a big feature out of that. What did the French have for their? Do you know what the French?
No, but I do know Milan 77, which was obviously a classic.
Yeah.
They didn't really go for it. So they had women riding giant chickens.
Okay, yeah.
And they had contestants dressed as clams trying to grab fish hanging from the ceiling, while other contestants controlled the tentacles of a giant octopus trying to knock them over.
Okay, well, there's water all around the edge of Italy.
But ours, Windsor 77.
Okay.
Home game for your beloved Blighty. Do you want to have a guess?
Okay, so what are classic British things that we think of? Was there fish and chips?
There's a food one. Well, a drink.
There's a drink one. Warm beer.
Yeah, dressed as an inflatable costume as a pub landlord completing an obstacle course to deliver beer to tables with people dressed in Victorian costumes.
Great. That's great.
That is Britain.
That is absolutely Britain. I can picture it now. The big foam costume, the oversized pewter mugs.
Yes.
Sort of, the enormous floppy feet. Perfect.
Yeah. Bit of history.
Yes, please.
Blindfold contestants dressed as highwaymen.
Oh.
With giant feet, and they're to run over an assault course being directed by a teammate to rob people in carriages of their golden guineas.
Was that still seen as a British thing? But I mean,
I think it's...
I mean, it's always been a British thing, but is that the thing you think...
You've read Julia Donaldson's Highway Rat, I'm sure.
It's a great book. It's a fantastic book.
She's brought it back.
Was that the reason it would come out that year? It was a
I've got
collab.
some pictures here.
Yes, please.
So you can see the games. So for people that haven't seen It's a Knockout and Je Sans Frontières, could you describe just the scale and how these things are made and how these games work?
So we're talking about big, almost kind of like pantomime style costumes here. So we've got a giant chicken. Now you can see that there's a person sat on this chicken's back. So imagine a chicken big enough for a human being to sit on.
Yeah. I'd say like if you saw a photograph of someone on a camel on holiday.
Absolutely, yeah. So a chicken as big as a camel, and you've got 4 legs, possibly 6 legs. I can't quite see from this photo, but there are people within the chicken suits.
Yeah, like a pantomime horse.
So again, a lot of people who can't really see what's going on, trying to work together as a team. A lot of blindfolded contestants, someone on the back. I would say maximum chance of injury.
Yes.
That seems to be the sort of,
There's no health and safety.
There's no health and safety. Someone running inside the pouch of a kangaroo, and there's a giant ram. Again, we're talking about the size of a camel. Yes. That's what they're after.
So this is a huge show. How many viewers does EastEnders get these days? 3-4 million?
Yeah, something like that.
At its height, this show is drawing 110 million viewers across Europe.
That's insane.
It was huge. Peter Gabriel... I'm not really au fait with Peter.
He's got a song called Games Without Frontiers.
He has got a song called Games Without Frontiers.
That's right, yeah.
It's the chorus of the song. Has Kate Bush on it.
That's right, yeah.
And do you know what one of the other lyrics is?
It's Games Without Frontiers in a war without... a word that rhymes with tears. Fears?
At one point, he says the phrase, it's a knockout.
No.
He does.
With some Indians, we're kissing baboons in the jungle. It's a knockout. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. Games without frontiers, war without tears.
He's done a song about It's a Knockout.
I don't know. We'd need to ask Gabriel himself.
The coincidence is too stark, isn't it? There's no way he's writing a song.
Here comes your Hitler views again.
but there's no way he's writing a song. He's using the phrase "it's a knockout."
He's in a hotel room in Milan, killing time on a rest day on a tour. He puts on Games Without Frontiers. He gets Kate Bush on the phone. He says, I've got a song for you.
Well, what he would do in the sort of film of his life is he would pick up the phone and say to Kate Bush, are you watching this? And she'd say, yeah, I am. A thing that never happens in real life. Even back when, obviously we grew up.
You wouldn't say that because no one watches anything live.
And you also wouldn't call someone. know where you're calling someone in this
WhatsApp someone.
But that used to be a real trope of movies. Where they would call, are you watching this? Yeah, of course I am. Can't believe it. No one's doing that.
It's a real Live Aid thing, isn't it, as well? It's a real Live Aid, the play. Moment.
Definitely, yeah.
I think this is very... I don't want to get too political, but, I like the fact that Europe's coming together for this game show. I like what Charles de Gaulle has done.
Yeah,
no wonder
absolutely.
they've named an airport after him.
It's uniting.
They've named an airport after one of the great TV producers. The sooner that we have the... well, there's not really any famous TV producers in the UK, is there?
I'd say Armando Iannucci.
The sooner they have the Armando Iannucci City Airport, the better. But he's not the only European-wide show. You're aware of You Bet,
of course.
The British show. So just for listeners that aren't aware of You Bet, although it is coming back in the UK with the peerless Stephen Mulhern.
Of course. If a format's coming back, it's going to be Mulhern.
It's going to be Mulhern. Describe You Bet.
You Bet it would be members of the public and a little panel of celebrities, and the member of the public would come out and say, I believe I can do something absolutely, like I've got a big party trick, basically.
Yeah.
I bet that I can tell you what song is playing by just looking at the way the candle flickers next to this speaker.
With ears covered.
With my ears covered, yeah.
Just to be clear.
No, they never mentioned that. And then as they started, they said, well, it didn't say that I couldn't have the sound on, did I?
Don't worry about the candle.
The candle's just set dressing at this point.
So that's based on a German show called Wetten das, which means wager that, right?
Okay.
And this would go European-wide as well.
Great.
So this show was broadcast 6 to 8 times a year from different cities in Germany, Austria, Switzerland. They had 7 open-air summer shows broadcast from Amphitheatre Xanten, Disneyland Paris, like a theatre in Rome, all these kind of great European kind of places, right?
It's all on a grand scale,
It's
isn't it?
huge grand scale European silly game shows.
Love it.
So this first aired in 1981. Was drawing 20 million at its peak, which is more than any British show ever draws.
Yeah.
I'll give you an idea of some of the things. A blindfolded farmer identifying cows by the sound of them chewing apples.
Fantastic.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
In an amphitheatre in Rome.
With a candle next to
With
them.
a candle next. A blacksmith lighting a cigarette with a kinetic energy by hammering metal.
That's good.
A forklift driver and partner picking up 2-cent coins with a forklift and placing them on a soda bottle.
That reminds me, one of the dads from the primary school I was at, one of the girls in my class, her dad was on You Bet.
No.
Reversing a truck with a bottle opener on it and trying to open bottles.
Wow.
He didn't do it, but it was still so exciting to know that he was going to be on the...
Was she proud or ashamed?
Proud.
That's the difference between primary and secondary school.
Absolutely. This is me watching a TV show in 1987 and not realising it's a disaster.
Yeah.
If you're on the telly, it's just exciting, isn't it, for little kids?
Tell that to my daughter, mate.
Yeah, I mean, of course, little kids in the 80s, obviously.
Yeah. A Chinese martial artist pushing a car with a spear resting on his throat.
Oh, that could go badly.
So you'd have a panel of celebrities that would bet on whether this person could do it.
Yes.
Give me an idea of the celebrity guests who would do this in the UK in the early 90s.
Well, you've got Matthew Kelly hosting, or you've got Bruce Forsyth.
Yeah.
And you're going to have someone like a Ruth Maddock, or someone like
From
that.
Heidi High.
From Heidi High.
It'd be a sitcom actor.
A
light entertainer, a quiz show host.
Yeah, Brandreth must have done it.
Giles Brandreth.
Rusty Lee. Those kind of
daytime
people.
TV cook, that kind of people.
Yeah, bookable.
Okay, let me talk about the celebrity guests that would watch a cow eat apples and identify the cow on Wetten das.
Okay.
These have all appeared on it. Britney Spears.
No.
Jennifer Lopez. Tom Cruise. Angelina Jolie. Cameron Diaz.
What?
Michael Douglas. Michael Jackson.
This is insane.
They'd be watching these things.
So
Jennifer Aniston.
This is like that, where someone would go to Japan and do a whiskey advert, like in Lost in Translation, and no one really knows about it. Arnold Schwarzenegger does some energy drink advert. No one really knows about it because it's in Japan.
Yeah.
How much of these people...
Interesting you say Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's on my list.
Is he?
And a couple of Brits who wouldn't have done You Bet. David Beckham and Hugh Grant.
So the money is right there.
Claudia Schiffer.
Wow.
Heidi Klum. Bill Gates. He's not doing it for the money.
Bill Gates just doing it for the love.
He just
loves to make a bet.
Karl Lagerfeld. And a man who I would say would love a game show that brings Europe together, Mikhail Gorbachev. So So you're presented with some of the following situations. Tom Hanks in 2012, Tom Hanks this is, complaining at having to wear cat's ears while the host jumped around in a potato sack.
I reckon if you show up, you do everything they ask you to do.
Got to. Come on, Hanks.
You can't be precious.
I'm presuming they're on promo to promote a film, right?
Do you think they get...
They're not doing it for the love.
A chance to show a clip. Either that or there's insane money.
No. Tom Hanks isn't flying over.
No, that's true, because how much...
Gerard Butler had to watch a man break 50 walnuts with his arse in 1 minute.
Okay, you've watched that now.
Before you ask, I've got it written here, the man succeeded. Just
good.
Vladimir Klitschko, who's currently at war, once had to wager whether a man could identify the make of toilet seats by sitting on them.
That's wild.
He could, just to be clear.
Yeah, he succeeded. This is currently sort of running, or this ran until fairly recently?
It stopped running because a man got injured.
Ah.
What do you reckon Naomi Campbell did? Well, you're not going to be able to guess.
I'm never going to be able to work it out.
No, she watched a man change the wheel of a car while he was being held in the air by a wind machine.
Wow.
That's a good one for Campbell.
Yeah.
He failed. 50 Cent was asked what it was like to be shot and then stood around while a man identified car tyres based on their smell.
Do you know what I'm getting a lot of here? A man doing a thing, a man doing a thing, a man doing a thing.
Yeah, well, I tell you why it is, because it's the nerd. It's difficult for us to sit here now talking for 4 hours about It's a Knockout and not feel part of it. But it is the sad man syndrome. Do you know what I mean?
Women aren't sad enough.
They're not obsessive in the same way. Some are, obviously. I'm not. But if you were to gender weird obsessions, it is a male trait.
Weird eccentrics.
Weird eccentrics.
Yeah, it's
who are into collecting, or they're into identifying, or they're into... I'd say that's not a sexist thing
into
to say.
Shirking their responsibilities and living in a sort of fantasy life.
Exactly. They're into...
I'm sorry, I literally can't do bedtime tonight. I've got to reverse this van in a car park and see if I can take 10 beer bottles off in under 45 seconds.
Exactly, yeah.
And
you're not going to believe this. My daughter's going to be more proud of me than she is of you, even though you're doing all of the work around the house. There's literally no justice in the world. So, It's a Knockout launches in 1967. It's between 2 to 4 towns, based on the top town thing. It's got the Charles de Gaulle style games. It's a British version of Games Without Borders, basically. Oversized costumes, props, people falling in water. It's very parochial. It's not just towns. The mayor of the town will accept the award for the winners each time.
Oh, I love it.
So in 1981, for instance, you get to watch Luton versus Epping Forest versus Welwyn Garden City, overseen by Paul Shane, Ruth Maddock and Sue Pollard from Heidi High. Of
course.
With the trophy presented to the mayoress of Luton, Betty Dodd. That's the Britain you love, Crosby.
That is absolutely the small town Britain that I love.
Yeah.
Did London ever compete? Because surely you then have to sort of break it up into individual boroughs.
Well, I'd say Epping Forest and Luton would hint that London wasn't swallowing the surrounding areas.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't tell you. Michael, if you could just check that fact and we'll come back to it.
Okay.
It first hosted by 3 people who've got, I don't know who they are, but I'd say they've got the great old school entertainers' names.
Great.
We've got MacDonald Hobley, Charlie Chester and Ted Ray.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know these names. I think Ted Ray, it was a comedian.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
So MacDonald Hobley with assistants from
Hobley, which
Charlie
is
Chester and Ted Ray.
But great names.
Great names.
Names to conjure with.
And then 1972, it gets taken over by the man that would present most of it and would go on to present It's a Royal Knockout, if that's what we're calling it, Stuart Hall, who became kind of iconic for laughing at the things as they were all going wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. He had that sort of Bradley Walsh thing where he would lose himself in laughter at how crazy the show was being.
And he became very much a symbol of the show, incredibly popular host. We aren't going to talk about him anymore because he's now in prison for
horrendous sexual abuse crimes.
Abuse crimes. So when It's a Knockout started, they didn't have the budget of Charles de Gaulle fronted 110 million viewer. Not fronted, he didn't host it. Devised. 110
That's
million
my
viewer
only
European.
stipulation is I will also be the host.
Charles, you're the Prime Minister of France.
Well, this is very much the kind of conversation that was probably happening with Prince Edward, where you go, you can't be in it. You're a member of the royal family. It's like, aha. That's the selling point.
I think Charles de Gaulle's got more on than Prince Edward.
Yeah, famously, yeah.
So the limited budgets meant that early on it wasn't, you're not able to build an 8-foot clog to run around in.
No.
So you've got, in 1966, there was a contest in Morecambe in Lancashire of a 3-legged football match. People tied together like a 3-legged race.
So it's got real sort of like summer fair vibes.
And they're playing football. It's shown live on a beach. What do you think happened?
Oh, it's going to be the tide.
Yeah, the tide came in.
Forgot about the tide.
And the players and the ref were up to their knees, and the camera crew were trying to rescue their equipment.
Doesn't that sum up every British beach holiday?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, we found a good spot here.
Yeah.
We found a really good spot. Why is no one else here in this spot?
Why is no one else filming a TV show here?
Still, we could have a nice game of 3-legged football here.
There was sack races.
Of course.
4 people in a sack. There was slalom, egg and spoon. It's school sports day, basically. You're televising school sports day.
But with adults, with grown-ups doing every competition. That's great.
Yeah. And there was a marathon on bikes. How visually exciting does this sound? But rather than going like a bike race, they're on the spot on rollers.
Right, okay. They're
just recording
bikes,
the distance they'd pedalled. So they're essentially on exercise bikes. To stay up, they've got 2 of their team just holding their bike up.
I mean, it sounds really hard on everybody.
It sounds
so
boring.
It's
to
not
watch.
an event, is it?
It's not an
event television.
It's not event television, but it goes well. And so by the 80s, the budgets are huge, relatively. Relatively. You're going a big foam wheel. You're going 8-foot sailor costumes.
Guys, it's good news, because our ratings are so good we can afford a big foam wheel.
Exactly. That's what it was like. You're not talking Ant and Dec's Saturday Night Takeaway.
Sure.
But you're talking better than a sack race.
But I think part of the appeal of it is there's an element of like, it feels a bit rough and ready.
Yeah.
It feels like they probably didn't, but should have done don't attempt to do any of these things at home. Do you know what I mean? Like, I bet there were kids in the playground playing sort of even more cut price versions of It's a Knockout at home. So
same way, so you got like, example, what a night, 2 teammates have to open castle doors with a battering ram, wearing a horse costume, carrying a wooden stretcher, they put a knife on the stretcher, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's all the kind of stuff we've discussed.
Of course, in modern Britain, that would be, like the start of adolescence, wouldn't it? A battering ram to the door, arresting a child for murder. That's our broken Britain we live in now. There's no longer Knights of the Realm. If a young man is carrying a blade, it's to stab someone in the street with, not to defend a maiden's honour.
Exactly.
Take me back.
Take me back to Morecambe Beach. It was massive. It was getting 19 million viewers. It was part of the first Christmas one was on Boxing Day 1970. It was held in the Netherlands. And it was Great Yarmouth representing Great Britain versus Al van der Rijn from the Netherlands. It's a Knockout Christmas, by the way, kept going after the series. The last one in 1988 was from Orlando, Florida, Disney World.
Wow.
Yeah.
So by the time the Grand Royal Tournament was on the telly, It's Knockout had been off the telly
1982
apart from the
finished.
Christmas specials.
Yeah. For like 5 years. 5 years. A little interesting thing is It's a Knockout. Now, I know you're not a football fan, but are you aware how football works in terms of
2 goals? Yeah. Pop it in the onion bag. That's 1 point.
Before the tide comes in. You've got the Premier League.
Yep.
And then the best teams in the Premier League go on to compete against the other teams in Europe in the Champions League.
Yes. I'm familiar with that system.
And there's often, discussions over what's the strongest league in the world, etc., based on that. They operate a similar thing. So if you win It's a Knockout, you qualify for Europe, i.e. Games Without Frontiers.
Wow. So
Games Without Borders.
we're off to Europe.
So we're off to Europe. Bridlington. Represent Great Britain in the 1967 Jassons Frontier.
Are off to stand up against Nice.
And they are not good enough.
So sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So basically, the British are having fun with It's a Knockout. They haven't got the professional standards of the people on the continent. Basically, they are deeply out of their depth because ours is a laugh and theirs is deadly serious.
And by out of their depth, you're not talking about playing people on a beach.
I'm not talking about playing people on the beach. There's even a letter sent into the Radio Times on October 1967. E. Wakefield from Durham writes in, Britain was the only team that didn't train, and this is why almost every British team was disgraced.
Was there a Five Live call-in?
Yeah, it was like when England went out of Euro 2016 to Iceland, and people were like, our game is rotten to the core.
Shocking, yeah.
He goes, I look forward to the next series, which I hope will contain more competitive British teams.
I mean, the problem is you can't do it professionally, right?
No.
Everybody there is a plucky amateur.
The problem is also that you shouldn't want to do it professionally. Crucially. So that's the state of It's a Knockout.
Yeah.
It's been a huge hit, but it's kind of disappeared. The royal family is still around at this point.
Yeah.
And they are bigger even than It's a Knockout.
They've got a show on Christmas Day as well.
They've got a show on Christmas Day.
Everybody tunes in for that.
Yeah, that's the only time they're on as well. So It's a Knockout, It's a Royal Knockout, it's 1987. 10 years earlier is the Silver Jubilee, 25 years since the Queen came to the throne. There's street parties. There's 4,000 street parties in London, 12,000 in Britain alone. Jubilee Day is the biggest outside broadcast in colour the BBC's ever mounted. The Queen lights a load of beacons, the biggest chain of beacons seen since the Spanish Armada.
Wow.
Sad to have missed out on that.
Didn't know that was a record.
Didn't know that was a record. Yeah. She went on You Bet. To light the biggest chain of beacons.
She's blindfolded.
She did it with her arse, which is mad. More than 1 million people watch it, and 500 live outside lining the route of the parade. 500 million people in the Commonwealth watch it on television.
That's wild.
It's so big. And the royal family couldn't be more popular at this point. And then you think that, and then 4 years later, there's a much bigger event, which is Charles and Diana's wedding.
Huge.
The world gets its first full glimpse of the fairy tale princess, demure behind her veil, and the wedding dress that has been a carefully guarded secret. Resplendent ivory silk taffeta, trimmed with antique lace and a long, long train, all 25 feet hand embroidered. As bewitching and romantic a bride as ever touched the heart of the world.
That is the fairy tale prince and princess wedding for the ages. Americans love it. The world loves it. It's absolutely massive. Global audience of 750 million people.
And presumably, Charles's stock rose exponentially when he married Diana.
True, yes.
Because he wasn't seen as a particularly cool person prior to meeting Diana. Is that fair to say?
Or after.
Or after, but Charles
and Diana. Point.
Yeah, Charles and Diana.
Certainly not by her, he wasn't.
No, that's true. But Charles and Diana, as a unit, they were cool.
Yeah. They were box office.
Whereas Charles on his own, prior to that, was, a guy who was a bit too into the Goon show.
Yeah, exactly. So 28.84 million watch it in the UK. 600,000 people line the streets. The television coverage, it starts at 11. The television coverage starts at 7:45 on the BBC, so you can get in all that big match build-up. This basically is that literal high point of the modern royal family. 6 years before It's a Knockout ruins it. There's like 10 million people for street parties. People gather outside the cathedral. What do you think of those people? What kind of person would you imagine?
Well, we're going to be seeing a lot of plastic Union Jack bowler hats.
Do you want to have a guess at a famous person that was there? A 14-year-old David Cameron was there.
Oh, dear. Yeah, you can imagine that.
It's quite a weird event. So there was 2,000 guests.
Yeah.
There was a Channel 5 documentary called Charles and Di, The Truth Behind Their Wedding, which said that Diana only had 100 invites herself.
Oh, that's
because
really...
it's all dignitaries.
Yeah, I guess there's a set number of people. At 2,000, it's hard enough to do the cut-off for a wedding with you're inviting 100 people.
If you don't make the 2,000.
If you go, I should be in for a shout here, and then you're not.
Yeah. 27 wedding cakes. 27 wedding cakes.
That's a lot of cutting. How many first dances?
Well, because presumably there's more than one room. You know when you go to a wedding and they've had to spread into more than one room?
Yeah.
Because there's too many people.
A little ancillary room, yeah. A lot of kids' tables there.
Oh, you don't want to be on the back table of the 2000, do you? Diana calls him Philip Charles rather than Charles Philip during the vows. People love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was that generation's Take Thee Rachel.
Exactly.
We all know she wanted to marry
Philip. Take Thee Camilla. That was a huge error.
I, Diana Francis.
I, Diana Francis.
Take thee, Charles Philip Arthur George.
Take thee, Philip Charles Arthur George.
To my wedded husband.
To my wedded husband.
His error was when they did the press conference to announce the wedding. Do you remember what he said?
Is it what is love? They asked, are you in love? And he said, what is love?
No, that was Hadaway who said, what is love?
Oh, that's right. But yeah, that's right. Ironically, she did hurt him.
Yeah. No. The interviewer asked if they were in love. Diana said, of course. And Charles said, whatever love means.
Whatever love means, that's right, yes.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
In 1992, Diana said that they'd only met 13 times before they got married.
Oh. That can't be right.
That's got to be an exaggeration, hasn't it? So they didn't know each other very well.
Clearly,
yeah. But basically, she becomes a huge star. The royals couldn't be higher. Perhaps the peak is when they're at the White House in 1985 and she gets to dance and twirl with...
Ronald Reagan.
John Travolta.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, but it's a good guess.
Yeah.
It was a much better guess.
It was a straight down the middle guess, I'd say. If you're in the White House in the 80s, chances are you're running into Reagan.
When will we next see John Travolta?
Well, of course, he's gonna show up
for It's a Royal Knockout.
For It's a Royal Knockout, yeah.
So the Royals are riding high.
Yeah.
It's a Knockout is riding high. Surely, when they come together, it can't go wrong, and we'll find out next time that is bullshit. That's it for part 1 of the story of It's a Royal Knockout. Coming up in part 2, the cast and crew of the Grand Knockout take shape as somehow Prince Edward convinces John Travolta, Meatloaf, Jane Seymour and Christopher Reeve to fly into the country to take part. Before the British weather causes havoc in what Edward describes as literally the worst moment in my life, as it starts to dawn on the bemused gang of celebrities just what a mess they've got themselves into.
Hear ye! Lord Knock of Alton will now open the games.
It was for charity as well. We've got to remember it's for charity. It raises £1.5 million.
Doesn't seem like enough.
Doesn't seem like enough.
Doesn't seem like enough.
It does.
Straight away. I'm thinking, if he'd said to the Queen, I tell you what, give me $2 million, I won't do it. And that can go to save the children.
To be honest, you could use that for a tax break.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Do you pay tax? I can't remember.
We're doing each other a favour here. You must have a company that pays some tax, surely. Yeah.
So it raises $1.5 million for 4 different charities. So it's split as well.
If you see the scale, the number of people involved in it, I reckon he could have done one of those.
I know it's before Google, but you've got to know somewhere, work out the net worth of your mum.
Just look around your big house.
Yeah. Just sell a painting.
Next time you go and visit your mum, just have a little look around the room you sat in and think...
Save the Children, Shelter, the World Wildlife Fund, and the Duke of Edinburgh's International Project 1987. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what the last one is, but all great charities.
Duke of Edinburgh's International Project.
He's going on holiday.
Yeah. He's sending his dad on holiday.
International Project 1987 is a Facebook album.
Remember, you can get all the episodes from this series right now. Listen to the whole thing. museumofpopculture.supportingcast.fm to join the fan club. Plus, there's plenty more bonus episodes, ad-free episodes, all the usual jazz. Become part of the team. And follow us on social media at archiveofpopculture_pod to see the links and clips to some of these amazing things we discuss in the episodes, as well as being the home of pop culture nostalgia.